CDN Advanced Technologies. As we've just seen, CDN technologies and service shares and overall growth is expected. So therefore, we want to look into what advanced technologies are going to be more important for the future. Focusing on some of the topics in research and development, we are going to start with content aspects. Content type-based differentiated support based on data, multimedia, mobile apps, and other things. Content aging control, content selection and deletion, content replication detection. We want to be able to see what is getting older, and if it's not popular, terminate it, remove it from the CDN, and look at various contents, because based upon the content type, where it's going to be called more frequently can be predicted. Dynamic page publishing, digital rights management, as well as live event management, all in the domain of research and development for CDN technologies. System aspects in measuring the CDN market value. Surrogate server location, this is dynamic. Storage memory size, also a dynamic feature. Content delivery method, mobile device characteristics and their location, network latency, security and information assurance based on anomaly detection, user authentication, content authentication. All of these are system aspects. Cooperative caching and content routing scheme. You see that there is a query-based scheme in which a CDN server broadcasts a query for the requested content to other CDN servers inside the same cluster if it does not have the content. Digest-based scheme, where each CDN server maintains a content digest, which includes the information of other CDN servers of the same cluster. Cooperative caching and content routing scheme. Directory-based scheme. A directory server maintains the content information of the CDN servers of the same cluster. Then there's hashing-based schemes. The CDN server maintains the same hashing function. The contents are allocated by contents URL. Unique IDs of the CDN servers and the hashing functions are all considered in this mechanism. Semi-hashing-based scheme. A CDN server allocates a certain portion of its storage to cache the most popular contents, and the rest is used to share with other servers using hashing functions. The CDN popularity prediction is commonly based on a zip distribution. This distribution is used and it is verified through statistical models that are based on content distribution in the real world. The popularity of the ith popular content is described with the zip distribution, as you can see down there. The equation has P with a subscript of I, where this equals omega over I to the alpha power. The omega is based on this representation, where n is the total number of contents, alpha is the zip parameter, and this overall determines the skewness of a content popularity. Because it represents the skewness of content popularity, it is used in predicting what content to save and what content to erase. Overall, the distribution example is based on I, and it shows the pi value in reference to omega. As you can see, when I equals 1, pi equals omega, and when I equals 2, it is omega over 2. When I equals 3, it is omega over 3. Likewise, going down that table. In addition, the value, which represents the popularity, the values are shown over here. Overall, based on the nth content, as in terms of a representation of alpha equals 1 and n equals 10, you can see the values that are in the table represented in a graph-based structure over here, where the 10th content is shown over here at this edge. Using the zip distribution and other modeling techniques, various models based on CDN popularity prediction can be conducted. One of the algorithms that is frequently used is the LRU, which is the least recently used strategy. This is used in a form where it predicts the popularity of the content according to observation to the requests based on time duration. Commonly considers t-1 when we are at t. It replaces the least recently used content in the CDN cache. Recently used contents are more likely to be requested in the near future. The LRU model is based on this assumption. That is why the least recently used ones will be the ones that are selected and erased. Give higher priority to the contents that have been recently used. And this is the basis of the LRU scheme. In the LRU example, this is based on a capacity of 3 in the cache. And so you see 1, 2, 3 slots available. And then you see the numbers from 1 to 8. These are the step-by-step procedures. Then over here on the top, you'll see the contents that are requested. It is like asking for content 2, content 3, content 1, content 2, content 1, content 4, content 4, content 3. This is the sequence that the requests are made. And you will see that this has a priority in the cache based upon which one was most recently used. Now, content 2 is requested in step 1, so we record that. Content 3 is used next, so therefore it is recorded as well. Content 1 has been requested, so content 1 was delivered. So far there's no conflict because we have a buffer size, a cache capacity of 3, and 3 types of services have only been used. Then we have service 2 being requested. As content 2 is requested, content 2 is one of the most recently used, so therefore it goes into the high position, and content 1 and 3 shift up. Then content 1 is requested, so content 1 moves into the highest position, and content 2 is moved up, content 3 maintains its position. Now content 4 is requested. As you can see over here, content 4 is a most recently requested one, so it goes into the most recent position. And then 1 and 2 shift up. And the third content is discarded. Then content 4 is requested. It moves into the same position because it was formerly the most recently requested, and it is still the most recently requested. And then content 1 and content 2 maintain their position because they are the recently requested ones as well, following 4. And then you'll see this over here. As 3 is requested, this is the most recent one. The other recent ones are 4 and 1, and the older one is 2. So since it is the least recently used one, it is moving out of the CDN storage. This is the LRU mechanism algorithm.